Chapter
NK
861, Bacterial Infection. So Fong repeated the method, quickly releasing True Loi. Do not move, just cooperate, or you will suffer pain. Lu Waimong once again pulled out the military knife and pressed it against True Loi's neck. True Loi's lips twitched. He glanced at Lu Waimong and grumbled, I am tied tightly like this, how could I move? Stop talking nonsense. Lu Waimong curled her lips, put away the knife and tied the knot firmly. Will you not let us go? True Loi asked innocently. Are you crazy? Let you go? Do not dream. Lu Waimong glared at him and said angrily, You stole so much salted meat and supplies, do you think I will let you go? Highly impossible. True Loi's face stiffened. So what do you want to do? True Loi frowned, confused. That depends on So Fong. Lu Waimong looked at him. So Fong raised his brows, stepped forward, grabbed True Loi's chin and ordered, Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. No NGO, what are you doing? True Loi felt pain and opened his mouth involuntarily. So Fong frowned, carefully observing his tongue. No, not sure. Van Han shook her head uncertainly, because So Fong's action was strange. So Fong, how is it? Nan Tan Nok asked curiously. No NGO. True Loi tried to close his mouth but could not, So Fong's grip was too strong. He is sick. So Fong said concisely, releasing him with some disgust. What? The women were stunned. Did he mean mentally ill? No, you are sick, explain it clearly. True Loi shouted stiffly. Lu Wai Thursday glanced at True Loi and nodded, yes, he is sick. Both of them. So Fong smirked, turned to True Loi. What do you want? I have no interest in you. True Loi's face changed. So Fong's mouth twitched, he rolled his eyes, I have no interest in you either. Then what do you want? True Loi looked at his brother. Of course, to see if you are sick. So Fong calmly said, pressing his chin and forcing his mouth open. He coldly ordered, Stick out your tongue. No NGO. True Loi resisted, but pain forced him to comply. So Fong frowned, then released him. Cough, cough. True Loi coughed and angrily asked, What did you see? Yes, you are sick. So Fong nodded. I think you are the sick one. True Loi rolled his eyes. So Fong calmly said, Release them. What? The women were stunned. Why? They have not paid the price yet. Lu Waimong asked. Because they are sick, they no longer threaten us, keeping them here is not good. So Fong explained. Really sick? Lu Waimong looked at the brothers. Are we sick? The brothers looked at each other, confused. No threat, meaning they will not live more than 3 months? Nan Nu Nok said in shock. If not treated, likely. So Fong said calmly. True Loi's face twitched, he forced a smile, You are good at scaring people. Yes, we are fine, how are we sick? True Loi sneered. So Fong crossed his arms and said, Do you feel weak every night, body aches, low spirit, sometimes stomach pain, and recently it got worse? You, how do you know? The brothers turned pale, because those symptoms had indeed appeared in the past 2 months. I see, your tongues are yellow, your breath is foul, your throat's infected with blisters. So Fong explained. Really sick? The brothers looked at each other, fear in their eyes. What disease? True Loi asked. Staphylococcus aureus. So Fong replied. Everyone was confused. What is that? Van Han asked. A bacterial infection caused by golden staphylococcus. So Fong explained. True Loi's face darkened, he tried to act calm, will it be fatal? Of course, untreated it will kill. So Fong emphasized. He paused and continued, it causes many illnesses, like respiratory infections, local abscesses, sepsis. Also pneumonia, soft tissue abscesses, digestive infections, pseudomembranous enteritis. So Fong added, also leukemia, pericarditis, endocarditis. So scary. Van Han covered her mouth, frightened. The women stepped away from the brothers. Leukemia. The brothers' faces changed. Leukemia, also called sepsis, occurs when bacteria enter the blood, grow and produce toxins, causing acute systemic infection. You two are weak, like paper tigers. So Fong paused, then said, even less than paper tigers. So Fong frowned and signaled, Wai Mong, untie them and send them away. Chapter 862, Visiting King Yama for Tea. She quickly cut off the rope binding Zhao Lei, hurriedly stepped back a few paces and said, Good, you are free now, leave at once. Yes, go quickly, we will not pursue your theft. Yun Han also waved her hand urgently. The door is over there, go, no need for farewells. Su Feng tilted his chin to signal toward the main gate. The Zhao brothers gathered, exchanged glances, then asked, Su Feng, since you identified the illness, you must know how to cure it, right? That is correct, tell us, maybe it can be healed. Zhao Lei's dark eyes brightened, looking at Su Feng with hope. Of course I know, this needs antibacterial medicine, made with spore bacteria, like vancomycin. Su Feng openly revealed. I only recognize spore, what are those other things? Zhao Lei felt embarrassed. Do you mean this illness cannot be treated on the island? Zhao Li's face grew worse. Yes, only in a hospital. Su Feng nodded lightly. Fine, go now, whether to give up the contest for treatment or persist, that is your choice. His voice turned cold, but remember this, if you dare provoke us again, the consequence will be like this. With that, Su Feng raised his leg to flick up the wooden staff Louis Meng had discarded, then split it with both hands. Crack! With a harsh sound, the thick stick was broken into two pieces. Clatter! The Zhao brothers turned pale, throats bobbing as they swallowed hard. In the room, viewers exploded with comments. Wow, Su Feng is so handsome, I want to bear his children, a whole brood. A brood? Upstairs must be a pig. Ha ha ha, maybe. Su Feng is terrifying, even scaring Zhao the fool. Maybe it is just bluffing, but the staph infection might be real, the Zhao brothers already look unwell. Understand? Su Feng asked calmly. Understand, completely understand. The Zhao brothers nodded quickly, for not understanding meant losing their heads. At once. Zhao Lei, terrified, turned and ran. Goodbye. Zhao Li forced a sheepish smile, then fled as well. Creak. Louis Meng rushed to shut the gate, locking the thugs inside the courtyard. Farewell. She sighed in relief. Su Feng, were you just scaring them? Yun Han asked softly. Su Feng pinched the girl's soft cheek, gently saying, Of course it is true, otherwise why would I let them go? Hard to say, depends what illness comes next, if severe they might be crippled or bedbound, worst case they will meet King Yama for tea to discuss life. Su Feng spoke casually. So pitiful, they endured until now. Nan Ruyu sighed. I do not know if they value life, but with their condition, even 3 more months and their bodies will collapse. Su Feng said quietly. So will they choose to leave? Yun Han asked clearly. That depends whether they value life or money more. Su Feng turned toward the thorn gate. Anyone not foolish will choose life. Wu Qingyu laughed. Su Feng, confess honestly, have you secretly studied medicine? You can even see infections. Yun Han asked seriously. Ahem, well. I learned it from television. Su Feng's eyes wavered. Yun Han pursed her lips, staring at him. Su Feng steadied, gazing into her eyes, about to speak. He shut his mouth, swallowing his words. He, want to play mahjong again? Yun Han widened her eyes playfully. Yes, I have not had enough yet. Louis Meng raised her hand. Addicted to losing? Louis Zhu glanced at her sister. Louis Meng hugged her sister's waist, joking, I do not lose as much as you. Half a dozen of one, 6 of the other. Louis Zhu tapped her sister's hand. The group bustled upstairs, deciding to battle hundreds more rounds. Meanwhile, the Zhao brothers left the thorn fence, yet Su Feng's words still echoed, darkening their faces. What should we do now? Zhao lay slumped against a tree, hungry, thirsty, exhausted, haunted by Su Feng's words. Do you really believe him? Zhao Li asked gloomily. Zhao Li opened his mouth, then after silence said, It is possible, maybe he only wants to force us to quit. 30%. Zhao Li's face dimmed as he sat. He muttered, Did Su Feng exaggerate? Maybe we really have staff, but not as terrifying as he claimed? Do you want to gamble? On your life where that Su Feng lied? Zhao Lei asked. Perhaps Su Feng lied, but could they truly win the contest? Especially knowing the log cabin belonged to his group, their odds shrank. Do you mean withdraw? Zhao Li's face twisted bitterly. I am unwilling, truly unwilling. Zhao Lei clenched his fist. Maybe we endure another month, half a month, see our condition then decide. Zhao Li patted his brother's shoulder. Zhao Li stood, face loosening, it should be fine, our body's still okay. So endure a bit longer? Zhao Lei asked. Yes, endure more, otherwise quitting now is hard to accept. Zhao Li breathed deeply, firm in resolve. Chapter 863, It is Luck. So Feng, will you go collect sugar maple sap tomorrow? Van Han asked casually while looking at the board game. Everyone had finished dinner, now sitting together playing Ludo. Yes, I will take a look. So Feng nodded. Van Han gently reminded, Be careful. Yes, ma'am. So Feng smiled and replied. Van Han sweetly laughed, Do not worry, the Zhao brothers would not dare to come. Thinking clearly, tonight we should leave the Xianyue Island. No Tin Noyet propped her chin and moved a chess piece. Our legs are our own, we can leave whenever. So Feng said coolly. Leaving or not does not matter much to you, right? No Tin Noyet smiled at him. So Feng shrugged, indeed that was the truth. I like that confidence of yours. No Tin Noyet teased with a radiant smile. Van Han pouted, tilting her head at So Feng. Haha, I will not fight you over a man. No Tin Noyet chuckled and tapped the girl's head. Van Han blushed and scolded, Sister Tin Noyet, what are you saying? Is it not true? No Tin Noyet asked back. Van Han bowed her head shyly. Is it not so? No Tin Noyet turned to ask seriously, So Feng, do you want a wife? If you want I will bring one for you. Really? So Feng's eyes showed amusement. Of course, I have countless fans, you can choose as you like. No Tin Noyet said generously. That is not allowed. Van Han quickly interrupted. Why not? No Tin Noyet asked, tilting her head. Just not allowed. Van Han stammered. No Tin Noyet teased again, then should I introduce you a boyfriend? I do not need one. NK Books. Van Han shook her head, then peeked at So Feng. Haha, Sister Tin Noyet, introduce me some instead. Lu Waimong said playfully. No problem, not just some, even dozens or hundreds would be fine. No Tin Noyet laughed and patted her shoulder. She cannot handle it. Lu Wai Thursday said coldly. Sister, I suspect you are insulting my looks. Lu Waimong said angrily. Be confident, drop the word suspect. No Tin Noyet smiled. I want one too. Nan Nu Nok joined in. Nan Ton Nok tapped her sister's head, do not make trouble, you are still small. Then you are not small, you should find one, or you will not get married. Nu Nok mumbled. Nan Ton Nok's lips twitched, glaring at her, not get married. I won. So Fong placed the last piece in the enemy camp. Then I am second. Van Han turned her eyes to the board. Lu Weimong said seriously, it should be me. Van Han smiled, the loser tonight will boil bath water. Agreed. Lu Weimong accepted. In the end, the winner was Van Han. She was smart, her mind quick and sharp. Got it. Lu Weimong was unhappy. She stood up and carried the shovel to dig stones for boiling water. So Fong. Tai Vaidin also finished her game and looked at him. The night passed peacefully. Early the next morning. Van Han waved, be careful on the road, safe journey. Got it. So Fong waved back without turning. He and Lu Weimong followed the small stream upward, walking fast. Ha. Lu Weimong bit a grass stem, holding her bow, in good mood. So Fong, how did the Zhao brothers catch Staphylococcus aureus? She asked curiously. Maybe they ate something unclean. So Fong explained, this bacteria is common and causes illness through food. Luckily we met you, otherwise it would be bad. Lu Weimong laughed. Yes, they are lucky. So Fong laughed. Actually, my sister and I are the lucky ones. Lu Weimong said seriously, if not meeting you, perhaps we would have died on Xianyue Island. So Fong smiled at her, your sister knows a lot, do not be pessimistic. Really? She does not even know sugar maple or breadfruit. Lu Weimong muttered. There are countless plants and animals in the world, no one knows them all. So Fong said firmly. You also do not dare to claim? She asked suspiciously. Of course not, one day I may see something new. So Fong smiled warmly. That makes sense. Lu Weimong nodded. Come on, we must arrive before nightfall. So Fong pinched her cheek and ran ahead. Time passed, near evening they safely reached the sugar maple grove. So Fong walked to the bamboo tubes and looked inside. How is it? Lu Weimong asked. Not bad, more than half full. So Fong replied. He carefully removed the tube, poured sap into the clay jar. Swish. Looks like a lot. Lu Weimong said happily. Take down the rest too. So Fong instructed. Yes, sir. Lu Weimong put down her basket and agreed. Chapter 864, Sugar from Tree Sap. All here. Lu Yiming set the bamboo tube aside, the sap inside poured into the clay pot. Just full. Su Fong smiled and sealed the lid. Will we boil it into sugar and bring it back? Lu Yiming took out the iron pot from the basket. Yes, it will be more convenient. Su Fong nodded and added, but first, let us cook dinner, eat well before waiting for sugar. All right, I will prepare dinner. Lu Yiming took out salted meat and spices. Got it, I will wait here. Lu Yiming answered casually. Su Fong turned to the forest, branches nearby were gone so he went farther. He looked up, through the leaves saw the sky, about half an hour until dark. Must hurry. He muttered and quickened his pace. Lu Yiming used a stick to push away old ashes, clearing space to light fire. She washed the salted meat, scraping the gray surface. The chopping axe is with Su Fong. She put the cleaned meat into the iron pot, this time only had the axe, must wait for Su Fong to return to cut meat. She sat a while then fixed the clay pot again on the branch. Will it clog? She stared at the bamboo tube, hesitated then pulled it off, used the cleaned arrow to poke several times, then put it back. Bored, she repaired all the bamboo tubes again. What are you doing? Su Fong came back with firewood, puzzled. Nothing, I feared the holes might close so I poked again. She smiled gently. Very good. He praised. He, make the fire, I will cut the meat. She took the axe, walked to the stream to wash. Su Fong chuckled, lit the fire skillfully. Soon Lu Yiming returned, sterilized the axe over fire, put the pot of water on, then cut meat and put in. Clatter. Soon the water boiled, she added wild greens and ginger. After 15 minutes the hot stew was done, simple yet tasty. Here, bowls and chopsticks. Su Feng handed them. Taste it. Lu Yiming said expectantly. All right. He scooped stew, ate a piece. She watched eagerly. Not bad, improving. His black eyes smiled, thumb up. Yes, I am the cook. She smiled, ate the stew. Half an hour later, the pot was empty. She washed with soap, set it on fire to dry. Good, continue. She placed the pot again. Su Feng poured more than half of maple sap into it. Crackle. She added wood, fire burned strong. NK books. Stir it? She raised the spoon. Okay. She sat by the fire, staring at the pot. Crackle. Smells nice. She sniffed, maple sap boiled, giving woody sweet scent. She nodded, began stirring, sap now thick, less than 1/3 left. Now more syrup than sap, full of bubbles breaking then rising. Time passed, syrup thickened, only 1/5 remained. Hard to stir, is it okay? She asked. Yes. She lifted the pot, poured sticky syrup into coconut shell. Bang. With a sound, all syrup poured in. She scraped the rest stuck on pot. Wait to cool, it will be ready. Su Feng put the hot coconut aside. She rubbed her hands, eager. How long to wait? About midnight. He smiled. Then I taste from the spoon first. She muttered. Hoo-hoo. She blew, then licked the syrup. Slurp. Her eyes lit up with joy, so sweet, tastier than white sugar. Su Feng twitched mouth, watching her lick the stick. Do you want to taste? She asked vaguely. No. He chuckled. Really good, not try? She blinked. Never mind. She smiled, suddenly sugar felt less tempting. Wait for me. Su Feng took the coconut to the stream. He soaked it in cold water, stream at night chilled and took away heat. It is fine, not for every day, only sometimes. He said warmly. Lu Yiming dazed, then sighed, so good. What? Su Feng looked back. Nothing. She smiled. He frowned, confused, turned away. Creak. Chapter 865, Hold Me? She put the piece of sugarcane into her mouth, first gently nibbling, then biting hard to break it. Crunch. Lu Yiming covered her mouth, her face full of joy, and she said happily, so delicious, sweet but not cloying. Not bad at all. So Feng chopped wood while tapping the sugar, then put it in his mouth to taste. He tilted his head and asked, Do you want more? Lu Yiming swallowed and shook her head. No, I am afraid of cavities. All right then. A smile flashed in his eyes. Not long ago someone was gnawing wooden sticks non-stop, now afraid of cavities? Wrap it with cloth, do not make it dirty. Lu Yiming reminded softly. She wrapped the coconut remnants and put them in the basket. Seeing her slightly tired face, So Feng said gently, Tired? Wash up and rest early. I am fine, but I must brush my teeth, I feel sugar stuck between them. She pushed her tongue at her teeth, stood up, took the washing kit, and went to the stream. After more than half an hour, though earlier she claimed not sleepy, the girl had already fallen asleep under the cloth. Snore. So Feng chuckled, helping her adjust the cover. He turned, sat down, gazed at the fire, and felt no sleepiness. Time slowly passed, silence deepened, only the sound of the stream and distant insects remained. A virtual screen appeared before him, showing the glowing number 19. Then the system's familiar sound echoed. Ding, 7-day mark reached, a primary gift pack received. Ah. time to open the gift again? So Feng's spirit lifted, unknowingly 7 days had passed. Let's see what is inside. He muttered and ordered, open the gift pack. Ding, pastry making experience pack, primary. Ding, painting experience pack, primary. Ding, photographic memory pack, primary. Seems good, he murmured. More than 10 minutes later, washed up and lying down, he ordered, open pastry making pack. That familiar headache came, huge amounts of text, images, and videos poured in, full of recipes and methods. He frowned, thinking the process would stop soon, but after 5 minutes it still continued. He endured the discomfort. After another 5 minutes, the pain eased. Truly tough, he whispered, then calmed himself to sort through the knowledge. Half an hour later, he opened his eyes. The gift had countless recipes, so abundant it amazed him. Maybe opening a pastry shop would be good. He chuckled. Mum. He froze, turning to see Lu Waimong asleep. Had she mistaken him for Lu Wai Thursday? He lay still, confirmed she slept, then ordered, open painting experience pack. Ding, transferring painting experience. The headache returned, knowledge flooded in, mainly text, videos, and images. He kept calm. After 6 minutes, the pain faded. Phew. He sighed, rested, then organized the knowledge. Watercolor, sketch, ink painting, oil painting appeared. Do they want me to become an artist? His mouth twitched. In the wild, only sketching might be useful. This system is becoming artistic. He smiled wryly, then ordered, open photographic memory pack. Ding, transferring memory pack. He closed his eyes, this time no pain, only heat and itch in his eyes. He resisted rubbing, waiting silently. The itch lingered, then his head heated, like a transformation. Over 10 minutes later, with a ding, the sensations vanished. As named, once seen, never forgotten. He opened his eyes, whispered, truly straightforward. But this is the greatest harvest. He smiled, mood bright. If he had this ability in school, he would surpass even the studious girl. Ah, this primary pack is not bad. He grinned, glanced at Lu Waimong, then fell asleep. Night was silent, stars filled the sky. She stirred, her face flushing, realizing she was lying in his arms. Did I lean on him, or did he hold me? She whispered shyly. The fire still burned faintly, light reflecting on his face. Maybe I did not move, she muttered, staring at his face, dazed. Startled, she quickly pulled back, eyes darting. Nervously, excusing, I need the toilet. So Feng yawned, sat up, pulled a burning log, lifted his chin, go then. All right. She agreed, standing and following him into the forest. Here is fine, call me if needed. He turned, gesturing at the bushes. He averted his eyes, waiting calmly, raising the torch for her light. Rustle. Soon she returned, poked his waist, done, let's go back. Let's sleep. He yawned again, leading back to the stream. Chapter 866, Is this being serious? Zhang Quan got out of bed, washed his face with clear water to wake up. He turned around, kicked the sleeping bag of his son, and shouted, wake up, do not sleep anymore, the sun is already on your butt. Sleep more, why wake up so early? Zhang Jia turned over, pulling the sleeping bag over his head. Stop talking nonsense, today we must catch wild boars, get up quickly. Zhang Quan shouted angrily. Catch what? Catch wild boars? Zhang Jia froze, then sat up, rubbed his eyes, and stared at his father. Yes, catch wild boars. Zhang Quan nodded firmly. Zhang Jia hurried out of the sleeping bag, surprised, no way father, are you still half asleep? Why speak nonsense like this? Zhang Quan tapped his son's head, scolded, no respect, how dare you talk to your father like that? I did not say wrong. Zhang Jia pursed his lips, said carefully, father, wild boars are too dangerous, one mistake and we may lose our lives. What did you say? You do not trust your father? Zhang Quan frowned. Zhang Jia muttered, cannot trust. What did you say? Zhang Quan squinted, voice threatening. Nothing. Zhang Jia shut his mouth. Fine, I will go. Zhang Jia nodded quickly and ran. Reading books makes your courage as small as a cat. Zhang Quan muttered. He called, young man, stop whining, raise your spirit. Got it. Zhang Jia shrank his neck, obediently brushed his teeth and washed, knowing today he could not escape hunting. After washing, he cooked breakfast, glancing at his father busy with rope and axe. 20 minutes later, a hot pot of wild vegetable soup was ready. Father, what are you doing? Come eat. Zhang Jia called. Got it. Zhang Quan replied casually. He put down the axe, picked up a big bough as tall as himself. Zhang Quan, satisfied, rested the bough on his shoulder, asked, what? Problem? Zhang Zhu was silent, inwardly screaming. Such a huge bough, who could draw it, and the bowstring was thick bark rope, as wide as 2 fingers. Father, do not joke, this bow is too much, even shooting wild boars is hard. He took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. Zhang Quan blared, scolded, are you questioning me? No, I just speak the truth. Zhang Jia quickly explained. Stop talking, today I will let you see how strong your father is. Zhang Quan leaned the bow aside, sat by the fire, and ate soup. Father, can you really draw it? Zhang Jia still asked. Do I not have you? And though I look weak, my strength is much greater than yours. Zhang Quan said calmly. You mean 2 people pulled together? Zhang Jia was stunned. Yes, any problem? Zhang Quan stopped eating, looked at him. Father. His brow furrowed, he grabbed his son's ear, scolding, my mind is clear, not senile. TSS. Zhang Jia hissed, still argued, this is unrealistic, this bow cannot kill wild boars. What do you know? Without trying how can you be sure? Zhang Quan said, do you still want meat? I want meat, but... Zhang Jia hesitated, then said, this bow is too big, cannot kill wild boars. Enough, I will hunt myself, no need you. Zhang Quan let go, continued eating. Eat quickly, cold is worse. He said. Okay. Zhang Jia nodded. Breakfast finished in less than 10 minutes, vegetables gone, only half pot of broth left. Forget it. Zhang Quan put down bowl, still not full. He stood, took axe and bow, picked up 2 sticks more than 1 meter long, sharpened to make arrows. Father, really go? Zhang Jia asked. You stay here. Zhang Quan carried the bow, headed to the swamp. Still so stubborn. Zhang Jia sighed, hurried after, wait for me. Zhang Quan waved him off, then handed him the axe. Father, if danger comes, run right away, okay? Zhang Jia urged. Yes, I am not stupid, if it fails I will run. Zhang Quan replied. Not stupid, but not much better. Zhang Jia muttered. What did you say? Zhang Quan asked. Cough, nothing, let us go. Zhang Jia said. Listen, first set traps, then drive the boars in, finally use bow to shoot. Zhang Quan said seriously. Can it work? Zhang Jia hesitated, it sounded possible, but thinking of that tall bow, success seemed slim. Chapter 867, Q 300 pounds. Why are you pressing on me? She carefully slid down from So Fong's body, both faces blushing. Lu Weimong sternly reminded herself, Lu Weimong, control yourself. What are you saying? So Fong opened his eyes, looking at the spirited girl. Ah, you are awake. Lu Weimong quickly stepped back. A smile played in So Fong's eyes as he teased, relax, last night I did nothing to you. Cough cough. Lu Weimong's face stiffened. Unwell? So Fong smiled. No, very good. Lu Waimong hurriedly stood up, blushing, and said, I will wash my face then prepare breakfast. So Fong watched her run away, chuckled softly, remembering how she had clung to him last night, yet this morning she was so shy. At the stream, Lu Waimong splashed cold water to restore her flushed face. Lu Waimong, stay strong. She took a deep breath to encourage herself. The firewood is not enough, I will fetch more, do not wander. So Fong's voice came. All right, go ahead. She replied, sighing in relief. After a pause, she washed up and boiled water for breakfast. After more than 20 minutes, So Fong returned with wood. Let's go. He turned toward the stream. Drip, drip. Sap filled the bamboo tube, needing 2 days to be full. 2 days later we can collect again, it should be enough. So Fong murmured. 2 days later we come back? Lu Waimong asked. Will mosquitoes or ants get inside? She worried. No, rest assured. So Fong answered firmly, he had buried insect-repelling herbs around. Good then. Lu Waimong said happily, breakfast is ready, come eat. All right. He replied, checking all tubes first, then returned to the fire. Bubble bubble. The stew boiled, Lu Waimong stirred, then removed the pot. Here. She served him. Looks delicious. He praised. He, I added sweet herb, Van Han said it adds color and richness. She said proudly. He, eat more. She smiled brightly. He nodded, yes, you too. I cannot eat much, I will get fat. She said innocently. This is perfect, girls with some flesh are cute. He laughed. Again with that line, I do not believe you. She scolded lightly. Viewers flooded comments. Is it true? Then I will not lose weight, at 200 pounds I will be cuter, will someone chase me? I am 300 pounds, cute XXXL. 300 pounds, even strong So Fong would be crushed. 300 pounds, I cannot. Ha ha ha, I mean it. So Fong laughed. I do not hear you. She pouted. Fine, slimmer looks nicer. He teased, whatever pretty girls say is right. He, this I like. She laughed. Yes, good. She nodded. After half an hour, they finished and cleaned up. Put out the fire first, do not cause forest fire. She said, carrying water to douse it. Well done. He raised a thumb. He, let's go. She pulled his sleeve. Meanwhile, the Zhang father and son entered the swamp. Understood. Zhang Jia replied, alert. Zheng Tone urged, faster, we must return tonight. The time is too tight, set traps and return, too hard. Zhang Jia said low. Without trying, how no? Zhang Tone said firmly. Understood. Zhang Jia sighed, thinking, truly, one does not die until reaching Yellow River. Time passed, after 3 hours the sun blazed overhead. So hot. Zhang Jia's jacket soaked. Barrett, almost there. Zhang Tone was also drenched. Father, drink. Zhang Jia offered the pot of boiled water. You first. Zhang Tone panted. I already drank, hurry. Zhang Jia urged. Glug glug. Zhang Tone drank, then sighed, comfortable. He returned the pot. Not more? Can you endure? Zhang Jia asked. Rest assured, very fine. Zhang Tone laughed, patting his chest. Father, take care. Zhang Jia advised. Zhang Tone scolded, half angry, why like your mother, nagging, move. Chapter 868, could it cause stomach trouble? Nonsense, hurry up, let's go quickly. Zhang Quan adjusted the long bow on his shoulder, then turned to walk forward. Mm. Zhang Jie could not persuade him further, so he hurried to follow. After more than half an hour, a large patch of solid ground appeared ahead, surrounded by little swamp, avoiding the danger of sinking. He looked at the calm ground, with no traces turned over, and guessed, it seems they have not arrived yet. Wild boars often roll in mud, to block harsh sunlight and prevent mosquito bites. What should we do now? Zhang Jie felt nervous, his palms sweaty. If a boar suddenly appeared, it would be terrifying. First set traps, only then can we catch them and stop them from escaping. Zhang Quan pulled out the rope and spoke in a low voice. Zhang Jie asked doubtfully, what kind of trap? Zhang Quan said with certainty, of course, rope loops, once tied they cannot run. Zhang Jie's mouth twitched, could such rough rope really hold a boar? Don't just stand there, come help quickly. Zhang Quan urged seriously. Coming. Zhang Jie helplessly followed with an axe, heading toward the animal path, where boars must pass. The grass there had been trampled bare. Snap snap, the rustling sounds good. Zhang Quan skillfully tied rope into snares. The two worked busily. In less than 10 minutes, they had placed 2 snares on the path, fastening one end to a tree. Clap clap clap. Zhang Quan clapped his hands and said with satisfaction, good, the work is done, now we wait for the boar. Father, are you sure the boar will come today? Zhang Jie looked up at the sky. The hottest part of the day had passed. Why would a boar still come? Not sure. Zhang Quan answered calmly. Zhang Jie was stunned. He did not expect such an answer. Could today's effort be wasted? You are right. Zhang Jie smiled bitterly. Come on, let's hide. Zhang Quan waved, carried the bow and hid in nearby bushes, holding a sharpened wooden spear ready to attack. N.K. Books. Zhang Jie, both nervous and expectant, stared at the animal path, hoping for the boar to appear, yet also not appear, and their effort would be worthwhile, not appear and they would be safer. Time passed slowly. After more than half an hour, their legs grew numb from squatting. Why has it not come yet? Zhang Quan felt annoyed, his stomach growled. Zhang Jie sat down, stretched his legs, and suggested, maybe we stop here today? If we turn back now, before dark we won't reach home. Zhang Jie said in a low voice. Alright, I know, you go back first, come tomorrow. Zhang Quan waved without looking at his son. He added casually, I will stay here and watch. Zhang Jie's lips trembled, feeling helpless at his father's stubbornness. Still not leaving? Zhang Quan glared. Let me tell you, young people now are hesitant in everything, they cannot achieve anything. Zhang Quan lectured. Father, back then you were not hesitant either, you quit school and went out to work, yet now you still ended up like this. Zhang Jie muttered. You brat, how dare you talk to your father like that? Zhang Quan's face flushed red. Angrily he said, I do this for your own good, understand? Yes, I understand. Zhang Jie shrank his neck, forced to sit and accompany him. In truth, they were doing useless work. The sun was already leaning west, only more than an hour left before dark. Looks like today is wasted. Zhang Jie sighed. Zhang Quan's face flushed. He put down the bow, stood up and said, enough complaints, quickly gather wood. Got it. Zhang Jie answered weakly, picked up an axe and searched for fallen branches. Seeing his son leave, Zhang Quan breathed easier, but his face still showed disappointment and unwillingness, his thin body even more emaciated. When will this ever end? He sighed, his body growing weaker, needing protein and nutrition. He also worried about his son's health, that was why he insisted on staying. Nearly an hour later, night fell, the sky dark and dim like covered with dust. Zhang Jie returned with a large bundle of firewood, panting heavily. Nothing happened, don't worry. Zhang Jie rubbed his back, feeling sore. Back pain? Zhang Quan frowned. It's fine, rest a while and it will be good. Zhang Jie waved, sat under a tree and exhaled. I will cook dinner. Zhang Quan pressed his lips, cut the rope binding the wood, struck fire with stones and tinder. He looked at the pot with little water left, only enough to cook half a pot of wild greens. The greens they had dug still had soil and dirt. Father, don't wash, just cook directly. Zhang Jia sighed helplessly. If they washed, there would not be enough water to cook. Only this way. Zhang Quan suddenly regretted, he had not thought of water earlier, now where to find more. Helpless, he picked off the visible dirt, cut away muddy roots. Clatter clatter. The water boiled, Zhang Quan put in the greens. Soon after, the water turned grayish. Zhang Quan's mouth twitched. Could this still be eaten? Could it cause stomach trouble? Chapter 869, Willingly Contribute Strength. So Fong, the sugar from the maple is delicious, should we make some extra to bring back to the city? Van Han placed a piece of steaming stew into So Fong's bowl. Yes, in a couple of days I plan another trip. So Fong smiled. He and Lu Waimong had returned to the cabin before dark. Luckily nothing had happened at the camp in the past 2 days, everyone was safe. So Fong, I remember many maples still have sap uncollected. Lu Wai Thursday whispered. We can wait, if we harvest all, later we must go often or use larger containers. So Fong explained, for now the maple sugar was enough, the rest could wait. True, maybe we would have to stay there. Nan Tan Nok teased. I do not want to, nothing is there except coastal taipan snakes, better not. Lu Waimong shrank, remembering that frightening encounter. Enough is good. So Fong said softly. If you want more I will cook. Van Han smiled brightly. He, thank you. No Tin Noyet shyly replied. Not hard, this is also a test, Sister Tin Noyet is our first guinea pig. Van Han laughed. No Tin Noyet teased, I am willing to contribute strength. Hick. Lu Waimong burped, raised her hand, I am also happy to contribute strength. Really, burping should be away from others. Lu Wai Thursday scolded. Yes, I obey. Lu Waimong covered her mouth, nodding quickly, her lashes fluttering. The group laughed. Waimong improved a lot. So Fong said with joy. Yes, before she could not cook, now she is our chef. No Tin Noyet rested her chin, sighing. That I admit, before her cooking was pig food. Lu Wai Thursday nodded, recalling when her sister salted the stew twice, that salty taste unforgettable. Sister, you ate my cooking too. Lu Waimong glared angrily, pig food was too much. Lu Wai Thursday's lips twitched, like striking her own foot. Her archery improved too. Van Han said gently. Yes, and her weight also increased. Lu Wai Thursday nodded again. Sister, you too. Lu Waimong poked her sister's waist. Lu Wai Thursday closed her mouth, tonight was not good to argue. Speaking of archery, it has been long since practice. So Fong said. Recently too busy. Lu Waimong muttered. All looked at her, was she truly busy? Ha ha ha. Lu Waimong laughed, tomorrow I will practice. Better, tomorrow let us hunt, half the salted meat is gone. Van Han suggested. Good idea, I long to hunt prey again. Lu Waimong raised her hand. Lu Wai Thursday resisted teasing, since entering the island, how many times had she caught prey? Me too. Nan Tan Nok agreed, since staying with So Fong her arrows were few. Really want to go? So Fong asked. Yes, tomorrow is free. Lu Waimong nodded quickly, afraid of refusal. So Fong laughed, nodded, all right, tomorrow we hunt. Great, this time I must catch prey. Lu Waimong shouted excitedly. Sounds familiar. No Tin Noyet mocked. Lu Wai Thursday rolled her eyes, do you think anyone believes? They will. Lu Waimong insisted, asking, right? No. All answered together. Stop acting. Lu Wai Thursday scolded with a laugh. Everyone laughed again. After a while, the Nan sisters and Lu Wai Thursday cleared bowls downstairs. I will make ice. Lu Waimong took a container preparing for sago soup, busy with ice. Sister Mon, just ate, no rush. Van Han said. It is fine, making ice takes time. Lu Waimong answered while working. All right. Van Han thought, then took maple sugar, chopped, wrapped in paper and cloth, then crushed. Soon the Nan sisters and Lu Wai Thursday returned, placing bowls on the wooden rack. Almost forgot, that tree must have bloomed. So Fong said softly. Palm sugar is tasty too. Van Han said. Palm sugar, what is that? Nan Nu Nok asked curiously. It is sea coconut. No Tin Noyet answered. Sea coconut, what is that? The Nan sisters looked at each other, shaking their heads, first time hearing. It grows under the sea? Nan Nu Nok blinked curiously. No, it grows on land too. No Tin Noyet explained. I see. Nan Nu Nok nodded, secretly swallowing, curious of its taste. Can we eat? Nan Nu Nok's eyes brightened, again swallowed. Of course we can. Van Han nodded, I will open it. She carried a small jar to the kitchen, picked half-burned wood, carefully roasted resin, waited until soft, then used axe to open. Chapter 870, What if we don't give up? These were seasoned with jam so they turned flat. Before, when making sugar, they used bamboo slices to press. A bit blurry, looks like lychee flesh. Nan Nu Nok licked her lips. Give me chopsticks. Lu Wai Thursday took chopsticks from the rack. Thank you. Nan Nu Nok accepted politely. She picked up a piece of jam, chewed slowly, then her eyes lit up, face full of joy, crispy, and very sweet. Yes, delicious. Nan Ton Nok also liked it, unable to resist taking more. Later we can put some into sago soup. Van Han smiled. Number 6800, will help you. Nan Nu Nok stuffed more jam into her mouth, put down the chopsticks and stood to help. So Fong and Tai Vai Din went downstairs to spar in the yard as usual. Late night, when Noyet Island was pitch black, only a few scattered lights below. Near the center, father and son Truong sat around the fire, holding axe and longbow, faces wary. Father, will beasts appear? Truong Chap shrank his neck, gripping his axe. Hard to say. Truong Tone was nervous too, regretting not listening to his son. All around was dark, with occasional mosquito buzzing, giving a sense of danger. Seems we must stay on guard tonight. Truong Chap sighed, not daring to sleep. You sleep first, I will guard. Truong Tone spoke, picking his teeth, flicking out a grain of sand. Pa! He spat, muttering, mouth full of sand. Father, you sleep, I will guard. Truong Chap shook his head. Fine, you guard. Truong Tone nodded, put down the bow and lay down. Haze. Truong Chap smiled bitterly, added wood to the fire. Wake me at midnight for my shift. Truong Tone closed eyes, then reminded. Crackling. Wood popped with sparks. Gurgle. Truong Chap's stomach rumbled, uneasy. Ouch. He bit his lip, holding belly. What's wrong? Truong Tone frowned. Some stomachache. Truong Chap bent over. He groaned, maybe dinner wasn't clean. Gurgle. Face pale, he staggered to bushes. We're going. Truong Tone raised torch. Latrine, don't come. Truong Chap shouted. Haze. He wanted to go farther but couldn't. Plop. Truong Tone's mouth twitched, ears caught strange sounds, soon foul smell spread. Brat, stinks. He covered nose angrily. Rustle. After a while, Truong Chap stumbled out, legs trembling, face pale. Are you okay? Why so pale? Truong Tone asked. Not sure. Truong Chap muttered, dizzy. Sit down. Truong Tone sighed, no water here, son must endure. Haze. Truong Chap sat, looked at worried father, forced a smile, if known, I'd rather skip dinner. But hunger is hard too. Truong Tone sighed, life lately harder. Now even worse. Truong Chap pressed lips, mouth dry, hoped for dew tomorrow. Enough, you sleep, I guard. Truong Tone touched forehead, no fever, relieved. Unlucky. Truong Chap weakly said, still uncomfortable but better. He lay down, closed eyes. Gurgle. Stomach again. Haze. Truong Chap smiled bitterly, this time hungry. Heavens. Truong Tone twitched, diarrhea then hungry? He looked around, only mud and weeds, nothing edible. Bear it, tomorrow we'll see. He sighed. Yes. Truong Chap closed eyes, enduring hunger. NK books. Belly gurgled again. He opened eyes at father. Don't worry, just hungry. Truong Tone twitched, wild greens digested fast. Dinner wasn't much, only one stalk, seemed a lot but shrank when cooked, just few bites, no fat, hunger came fast. Haze. Truong Chap opened mouth, thought of quitting. He asked, Father, can we last to the end? Sure, should be. Truong Tone hesitated then answered. If not, shall we return? Truong Chap whispered. What nonsense, endured till now, only more than 3 months left, we can't quit. Truong Tone scolded. Got it. Truong Chap shut mouth, indeed only 100 days more, quitting now unwilling. We cannot give up, I still want to buy a house, car, and travel. Truong Tone nagged. Chapter 871, Settle It Yourself. So Fong stretched in the library, today he rarely woke up early. He sat by the stream, splashed water on his face, letting his confusion fade. Tay-a. The rascal lay nearby, wagging his tail expectantly. More and more like a dog, what is this? So Fong squatted, his wet hand patting its head. Tay-a-tea. The rascal wagged harder, as if he had just done something great. All right, wait a bit for food. So Fong stood, washed his hands, and returned to the wooden house. Good morning. Van Han sat on the bed, dazed, then greeted. Could not sleep well? So Fong asked gently. No, are we not going out today? Van Han smiled, got up, put on shoes, and hugged his waist. Good girl. So Fong was surprised, then softly stroked her hair and asked, What is it? Nothing, I just want to hug you, like before. She buried her head in his chest. Hug me then. He laughed, remembering the orphanage days when she would always dash into his chest. Nan Nu Nok rubbed her eyes awake, looked around, finally fixed on him with a silly blank face. He raised a finger to his lips, signaling silence. She blinked, nodded, and sat quietly. Soon Nan Tan Nok also woke, looking surprised and a bit envious. A little jealous. What is happening? She murmured. Lu Waimong turned, opened her eyes, and saw the girl hugging his waist. She stared, doubting if she was still dreaming. Cough, cough. Someone cleared their throat, feeling awkward. All right, I will prepare breakfast, or else Mong Jia will laugh at us. Van Han blushed and let go. Well. He laughed awkwardly, pointing behind her. What? She asked. Cough, cough. Lu Waimong smirked, coughed. Van Han froze, turned, and saw the girls sitting neatly on the bed, all watching. Haha, you are awake, I will wash my face. She forced a laugh, glanced at him, then hurried downstairs. TSK, early morning. Lu Waimong teased him. Ha ha ha. He laughed, unable to explain. Such enviable life. No Tin Noyet rose, patted his shoulder. He stayed silent. His lips twitched, lost for words. Settle it yourself. Nan Nu Nok said innocently. What? He sighed. Oh heavens. He shook his head, went to the shelf, cut a piece of salted meat for the rascal. He tossed it out the window into the grass. Rascal, breakfast. Tay-a. It rushed, found the meat, and happily chewed near the rabbit cage. 10 minutes later, the girl returned with washing things, cheeks still flushed. Why did you not remind me? She scolded, glaring at him. Shameless? Not at all. He grinned, holding her waist again. He laughed, glancing at the camera, knowing tens of thousands were watching. Half an hour later, hot breakfast was served. Wow, so rich. Nan Nu Nok exclaimed. Sit quickly. Van Han called, laying bowls and chopsticks. I will not be polite. Lu Waimong pulled a chair, took soup with a wooden spoon. So early yet so plentiful. Nan Ton Nok was amazed, seeing 3 meat dishes, 1 soup, plus vegetables and sweets. Did you make all this? No Tin Noi yet asked. No, Mong Jia helped too. Van Han smiled. Mum. Lu Waimong mumbled, mouth full. Hard work. Nan Ton Nok said seriously. Not hard, sit and eat. Lu Waimong swallowed, waved. So Fong, where hunt today? Van Han nudged his leg. He trapped her foot with his, smiling. Upstream, and we can bring sap. All right, as you say. She blushed. Van Han, why your face red? Lu Waimong asked. Nothing, maybe too warm. Van Han laughed. Warm? It is so fresh now. Lu Waimong stared, confused. Eat? Lu Wai Thursday glared at her sister, stuffed meat into her mouth. Mum. Lu Waimong pouted, words muffled. Chapter 872, Do not miss me too much. Luck is not bad, it seems we can still hold on. Zhao Lei chuckled. In front of him, the iron pot was cooking a wild chicken, caught this morning while digging for wild vegetables, an unexpected gain. But without salt and oil, the taste will be much worse. Zhao Li pouted, though still delighted. Accept it, having food is already good. Zhao Lei smacked his lips, rubbing his hands waiting for the chicken to be done. After a while, he could not help asking, it should be ready to eat, right? No, keep cooking, otherwise I will not be at ease. Zhao Li said in a low voice. What is there to worry about? Zhao Lei pouted again. Wild animals may carry germs, if not cooked well, the result is trouble, same as us now. Zhao Li glanced at his brother, this survival knowledge he should have known. Got it, feed the fire more. Zhao Lei poked the fire with a stick. Zhao Li froze, then fell into thought. Hey, what are you thinking? Zhao Lei frowned, waving his hand before his brother. Zhao Li regained focus, looked at the boiling chicken, and whispered, I am thinking, do we really want to keep persisting? If unfortunately it is leukemia, severe cases need amputation. Zhao Li said seriously. Amputation. Zhao Lei's face changed, imagining broken limbs, retreating in fear, money could not buy a whole body. He opened his mouth, asking, how big is the chance? I am not a doctor, how could I know? Zhao Li replied helplessly. He paused, then asked, recently do you feel uncomfortable anywhere? Still the same. Zhao Lei said flatly. He explained briefly, midnight restlessness, leg pain, sometimes nausea, instantly no appetite. It is not any better. Zhao Lei pouted, his body reactions already clear. 3 months left, hopefully we can last to the end. Zhao Li looked at his brother, seeing unwillingness in both faces. Zhao Lei lowered his head at the pot, suddenly losing appetite, sighed, if what So Fong said is true, 3 months is not short. Brother, do you want to give up? Zhao Li frowned. I only worry that after persisting to the end, finding it was all in vain, then what? Zhao Lei's tone was calm, no longer aggressive. But to give up like this, I am not willing. Zhao Li said firmly. All right. Zhao Li nodded. Growl growl. Their stomachs rumbled together. They tore off wings and thighs, blew cool, then devoured. In less than 10 minutes, even soup and skin were gone, only bones burned in the fire. TSK TSK TSK. Zhao Lei picked his teeth with a twig, still unsatisfied. Let us go, find another place, dinner is not secured. Zhao Li stood up, put the pot into the sack, which he had stolen from So Fong. Not coming back tonight? Zhao Lei asked suspiciously. Zhao Li thought, then changed topic. How about we go to the bamboo forest? Bamboo forest? Are not Qinji Hai and Black Bear there? Zhao Lei's face darkened. Easy to say, reality is cruel. With our condition, how to catch deer? Zhao Lei showed little confidence. Zhao Li snapped, without trying, how do you know? Maybe luck will help. Then let us try? Zhao Lei was moved. Let us go. Zhao Li carried the sack on his back. Go. Zhao Lei quickly stood, grabbing his knife to follow. Elsewhere, Van Han was packing needed items. Not very interested. Tai Vaidin nodded slightly, preferring martial training over hunting. Yes, you go, I and Sister Vaidin will guard the house. Nan Nu Nok said innocently, she had no intention of hunting. Only you two left, no problem? Van Han asked worriedly. Rest assured, nothing, we still have the reckless one. Nan Nu Nok waved. Ta. The reckless leaned on So Fong's leg, wagging its tail. As long as not leaving the fence, no danger. So Fong said gently, the biggest threat now were other contestants. But according to information from No Tin Noyet, none had defeated Tai Vaidin. Sister, be careful outside, do not leave So Fong. Nan Nu Nok reminded pointedly. Got it. Nan Tan Nok smiled and nodded. Finished? So Fong? Asked the girl softly. Almost, bring the soap. Van Han replied casually while still packing. More than 10 minutes later, the girl finally stopped, leaving So Fong's basket fully stuffed. So familiar. So Fong could not help laughing, easily carrying the basket. He turned to Tai Vaidin and Nan Nu Nok, speaking warmly, the hideout is entrusted to you. Yes, you can rest assured. Nan Nu Nok nodded obediently. Return triumphant, victorious. Tai Vaidin said calmly. We will. So Fong smiled lightly, then took the girl's hand, going downstairs. Vaidin, I am leaving, do not miss me too much. No Tin Noyet waved while walking. I will not. Tai Vaidin said coldly, lips slowly curling. Chapter 873, A Little Green on the Head. Go to the opposite stream, this time circle a bit farther. So Fong pointed across the bank, their route a half-arc ending at the sugar maple. Alright, I hope this time we can find something good. Lu Waimong hummed softly, stepping carefully across stones. No Tin Noyet curled her lips, crossed too, pulling Lu Waimong's hand and said sincerely, no, your singing is too bad, let me teach you. Oh, I was just humming for fun. Lu Waimong laughed. It is not that easy, you must sing sweet enough for Chan Chan to enjoy. No Tin Noyet said seriously. Hearing this, the girl closed her mouth, swallowing her tune. Watch your step, be careful. So Fong reminded with a smile. Got it. No Tin Noyet answered without turning. Helpless, So Fong led her, cutting vines with his knife. The six moved deeper into the forest, songs still following their steps. We do not look like hunters now, but like spring picnickers. Nan Tan Nok teased. Ha ha ha, missing only a little red flag. Van Han laughed. So Fong, there is a guava tree here. Lu Waimong shouted. A guava? So Fong froze, guava on this island? He pulled the girl along, soon seeing it. Is this a guava tree? Lu Waimong pointed at green fruit, relieved for the new topic. Yes, a guava tree. Nan Tan nodded. She recalled hunting trips with her father where guavas grew. Van Han looked doubtful. Really? It does not look like the ones at the orphanage. Yes, not guava. So Fong nodded. Truly? Then what is it? Lu Waimong and Nan Tan were surprised. It is poisonous guava, called mad spurge tree, from the spurge family. So Fong explained. It can grow 6 to 15 meters, leaves thick, dark green, oval. Small green flowers, gray bark, fruit the size of a peach, green or yellowish. Poisonous guava? Strange name, called guava but not guava. Lu Waimong frowned. So the fruit is poisonous? Nan Tan asked. Not sure. Lu Wai Thursday shook her head. It is poisonous indeed, the whole tree is toxic. So Fong said while holding the girl's hand. Its white sap can scar like leprosy, thus called mad spurge. He warned, even leaves are toxic, rainwater dripping can burn skin. In the live chat, viewers commented. Is it sold in pots? I want one for my ex, he loves green things. So cruel, but I like it, I will buy one for my ex. My wife loves green, she just asked me for a green hat, haha. Should I explain to my friend what a green hat means? Better not, it is good for everyone. Yes, life is smoother with some green on the head. That is how terrifying it is. So Fong said earnestly. Do not be too scared, avoid it and nothing happens. He smiled, continuing, this tree has benefits too. It is a good sand barrier, its roots hold sand against waves and wind. He explained. I see, but no one would want to visit such a beach. Lu Wai Thursday murmured. Maybe. So Fong shrugged. No Tin Noyet side, this island is truly dangerous. Without So Fong, I might have eaten its fruit. Lu Waimong shivered. Then hope the rescue team comes in time. So Fong teased. I dare not hope carelessly. Lu Waimong muttered, So Fong is still the most reliable. Do not let the crew hear, or they may leave you. No Tin Noyet warned. Yes, yes. No Tin Noyet rolled her eyes. Hee, I know Sister Tin Noyet is the best. Lu Waimong clung to her, rubbing her head. No Tin Noyet shivered, shouting, So itchy, stop it. Hee, I will not stop. Lu Waimong refused. Then I will fight back. No Tin Noyet grabbed her shirt and tickled. Ha ha ha. Lu Waimong laughed and begged, Spare me, I dare not again. Van Han smiled, reminding, Be careful not to trip on roots or rocks. Too noisy. Lu Wai Thursday muttered. Chapter 874, Going Out Without Checking the Almanac. Saved at last. Lu Waimong let out a breath of relief, her lips lifting into a strained smile. Thirsty, come drink some water. Van Han pulled a bamboo tube from the basket, removed the wooden plug, and handed it to the two girls. Hee, thank you little Han Han. No Tin Noyet accepted it, unable to resist squeezing the young girl's soft cheeks. Clink clink. That feels better. Lu Waimong sipped the cool mint water, her throat relaxing at once. Nan Tan curiously asked, So Fong, how can you tell which plants are poisonous? Actually, poisonous plants are rare, as long as you avoid touching or eating unknown ones, the chance of poisoning is small. So Fong spoke gently. He looked toward Lu Wai Thursday and continued, so-called standards of judgment can sometimes be wrong. But there is one method that can be 100% accurate to know if it is poisonous. So Fong said seriously. What method? Lu Wai Thursday was startled, did he not just say there was none? How come suddenly there is? Just taste it and you will know. So Fong teased with a grin. Lu Wai Thursday's lips twitched, surely she should not have expected much. Then you would be dead already, whether poisonous or not no longer matters. Lu Wai Mong could not help rolling her eyes, she had listened so intently yet this was the answer. Do not be so serious. No Tin Noyet pinched Nan Tan Nok's cheeks. Her fair face instantly flushed, she lowered her head and softly replied, understood. Anyway, just be cautious, poisonous plants are unlikely to be common. So Fong chuckled. So Fong, do thorny plants usually have poison? Lu Wai Mong asked again. Some do. So Fong explained casually, like cotton trees do not. What about that one? Lu Wai Mong pointed at a patch of weeds with a bush over 1 meter tall. It was a small tree with large heart-shaped leaves, its body covered with tiny needle-like thorns. Pink fruits hung delicately, looking beautiful and tempting. So Fong glanced and his mouth twitched, so quick to slap his words. Is it poisonous? Lu Wai Mong blinked, her long lashes fluttering. Impossible, luck that good? She quickly stepped back, distancing from the heartleaf plant. What plant is it? Lu Wai Thursday asked first, realizing she did not know. Golden Book, familiar? So Fong asked softly. Lu Wai Thursday frowned, bowed her head, and thought, feels familiar. So Fong furrowed his brow, then explained, Golden Book, an extremely poisonous plant, recognized as one of the deadliest in the world. Ah, Gimpy, I recall. Lu Wai Thursday suddenly remembered, having seen it in a documentary but could not recall at first. Gimpy appeared harmless, even ordinary, yet in truth it was extremely dangerous. Its toxins could easily kill a strong horse. For professions like forest rangers or woodcutters, it was a lurking threat. NK Books. Is the poison in those tiny hairs? Lu Wai Mong curiously asked. Yes. Lu Wai Thursday nodded, just lightly brushing against them, they pierce the skin and leave toxins inside. Gimpy hairs are lethal, once pricked it is life-threatening. Even if lucky to survive, one would suffer intense pain for months, and years later it could flare again. Lu Wai Thursday added, without timely treatment, shock will follow and even death. So scary. The girls all stepped back further. Why? Does it release toxic gas? Van Han asked nervously. She quickly covered her mouth and nose, then broke free of So Fong's hand to press her palm over his face too. If poisonous, why not run? Lu Wai Mong muffled, her wide eyes puzzled. Lu Wai Thursday also looked confused, never having heard that Gimpy required holding breath. So Fong pulled the girl's hand away and explained, it does not emit gas, but tiny hairs float in the air. If inhaled, they cause itching, sneezing, nosebleeds. At this distance we are fine, right? Van Han lowered her hand. No worries. Just do not get close and breathe deeply. So Fong patted the girl's head, her gesture warmed his heart. That is good. Van Han sighed with relief, but still tugged him further away. Too dangerous, I dare not go out again. Lu Wai Mong still shuddered, lucky she had not grabbed those pink fruits. If So Fong is not here, you must not go out. Lu Wai Thursday warned her sister. Lu Wai Mong nodded sincerely, yes, I feel the same. We should have checked the almanac. Nan Tan Nok said earnestly. I suspect we may not catch prey today. Van Han tilted her head at So Fong. Do not worry, with me here there is no problem. So Fong patted his chest with confidence. So Fong smirked. Then you go first. Lu Wai Mong pouted, the forest was still intimidating. Let us go. So Fong held the girl's hand and led the way forward. Chapter 875, The Older, the Tougher. Although their lips were still cracked and dry, compared to last night things were much better, the morning dew had eased their thirst. Zhang Zhe looked at the iron pot filled with wilted wild greens and sighed wearily, Dad, what do we do now? This morning's dew was not enough to quench their thirst, so how could there be water left for cooking breakfast? Wait a little longer, maybe the wild boar will come. Zhang Quan stared into the distance at the trap still intact. I mean breakfast, eat like this and we will surely get sick. Zhang Jia sighed helplessly, without water to wash the wild greens they could never be clean. Let me think. Zhang Quan frowned, continuing like this was no solution. After a pause he raised his head, why not look around nearby to see if there is water? Why not return to the camp? Zhang Jia asked. Are you stupid? From here to camp is more than half a day. Zhang Quan explained, nearby there might be water, otherwise what would the wild boars drink? That makes sense, but wild boars might also eat grass and berries to get water. Zhang Jia replied seriously. Go or not? Zhang Quan raised his brows, staring at his son. Zhang Jia stood up, picked up the axe and the pot. Let's go. Honestly, don't learn everything from your mother, you talk too much. Zhang Quan scolded. Zhang Jia looked up at the drone above and said, Mom, Dad says you talk too much. Zhang Quan's mouth twitched, then he smacked his son on the head. If you hit too hard you will lose a genius son. Zhang Jia grimaced. Zhang Quan said sternly, then your mother and I will have another child. What is that look? Your dad is still very strong. Driving now? The speed doesn't seem fast. Haha, older but tougher? I can do it. Went off track? Hey look, there's a chicken, catch it. Zhang Quan blared, stop babbling, better use your knowledge to analyze where water is most likely. I did not major in exploration. Zhang Jia muttered. What did you say? Zhang Quan frowned darkly. Zhang Jia quickly shook his head, nothing, just that this ground is wetter, let's go this way. Fine, be careful. Zhang Quan warned. I know. They headed deeper into the forest, finding many boar tracks, showing this area was a common haunt. Should have brought the longbow. Zhang Quan regretted, he had left it behind thinking it unnecessary, not knowing he would find boar signs here. Let's find water first. Zhang Jia replied. They followed the tracks, fortunately the path was not hard. Soon they came to a shallow slope where half a meter wide water hole appeared, the water clear, flowing from the slope above. Wonderful, heaven never blocks the way. Zhang Jia rejoiced, glad to find clean water here. Quick, boil water and prepare breakfast. Zhang Quan urged. Okay, I will gather some wood. Zhang Jia set down the pot, preparing to wash the greens. Don't wander far. Zhang Quan reminded, taking the axe and walking away. He waved without turning back. Zhang Jia watched worriedly, then returned to washing greens away from the pool to avoid polluting it. Huff huff huff. Zhang Quan returned breathing hard, dropping wood, sitting down exhausted. Dad, are you alright? Zhang Jia asked anxiously. I'm fine, not dead yet, quickly cook breakfast, I am starving. Zhang Quan raised a weak hand then let it fall, clearly exhausted. Right away. Zhang Jia twisted dried grass into rope, broke dry branches, struck sparks with stones, lit the fire, built a wooden rack, and hung the pot. We must eat meat to recover, otherwise the body will not endure. Zhang Quan muttered. Are you trying to kill me? Without boiling, the water is full of bacteria, don't you know? Ah, I forgot. Zhang Jia laughed awkwardly. Clatter clatter. NK Books. He quickly turned and stirred the pot of greens. Dad, here are chopsticks. Zhang Jia handed chopsticks and the hot soup. Huff huff huff. So good. Zhang Quan held the wooden bowl, blew gently, sipped hot soup, and immediately felt relaxed. Zhang Jia also sipped and said, Am I mistaken, but these wild greens taste good. You are just too hungry. Zhang Quan replied. Maybe. Zhang Jia pursed his lips, continued eating. Soon half a pot of greens was gone, even the soup was finished. What now? Zhang Jia asked while picking his teeth. Of course we go hunt boars. Zhang Quan stood, spirit renewed. Fine, back on the road again. Zhang sighed. Chapter 876, The Hydnellum pecii Mushroom. A rustling sound was heard clearly. So Fong pushed aside the branches with his chopping knife, revealing the scene behind. So beautiful. Van Han smiled gently, her eyes filled with delight. Before them stretched a vast meadow, covered with fresh green grass reaching only to their calves. So Fong, look, there is a rabbit. No Tin Noyet quickly spotted a wild rabbit watching them from afar. At her startled cry, the rabbits darted into nearby burrows. The sky was deep blue, with not a cloud in sight. What do you intend? Everyone turned to her curiously. Shall we have a picnic here? Lu Waimong laughed softly. Not hunting? Nan Tan Nok asked. Lu Waimong replied at once, of course, there are rabbits here. So you mean hunting rabbits instead? Nan Tan Nok frowned, finding the idea not bad. Isn't it great? Everyone is tired anyway, let us rest a while. She nudged Nan Tan Nok playfully, then looked expectantly at So Fong. Good idea, let us rest here. So Fong smiled, hunting only needed prey. Then I will prepare lunch. Van Han cheerfully said, helping him remove the bamboo basket. I will gather wood. Lu Waimong rolled up her sleeves and reached for his knife. He thought it better to go together than waste time later if she got lost. Hee, let's go then. Her eyes shone as she followed him into the woods. This meadow was larger than the small hill before. Lu Wai Thursday remarked, thinking there must be large herbivores here. Yes, but far away, crossing streams and hills. She continued cutting salted meat and washing wild greens. No Tin Noyet took Lu Waimong's bow, calling, Tan Nok, let's catch rabbits, maybe some fresh meat. All right. Nan Tan Nok quickly followed. Do not run too far, sisters. Van Han called loudly. We know, we will stay in sight. No Tin Noyet waved back. Watching them go, Lu Wai Thursday whispered, if we rest here, can we still reach Sugar Maple Forest by night? Maybe. Van Han said, uncertain of the distance. We will know when So Fong returns. Lu Wai Thursday nodded, resuming her work. In the woods, So Fong and Lu Waimong gathered firewood. So Fong, will this picnic waste too much time? She hugged branches and asked. No, we will reach Sugar Maple Forest tomorrow anyway. He replied casually. And if we do not eat? She pressed. If no prey appears, we can reach the forest tonight. If there is prey, it will be different. He explained. I see, then no hurry. She shrugged, hunting was just a pastime. While picking branches, she saw strange mushrooms with drops of red liquid like blood. Ah, why do these mushrooms have so much blood? She exclaimed. So Fong came forward, chuckling, that is not blood, it is liquid secreted by the Hydnellum pecii mushroom. This fungus had many strange names, most linked to blood and fluids. Many believed the red drops came from wounded animals. The name suits its look. She mused, then asked, is it poisonous? Can we eat it? Not poisonous, but bitter and not tasty. He smiled, knowing she cared only about edibility. Though eerie, it was harmless, some called it devil's tooth. Bitter? Then never mind. She pouted, it looks like candied plum with butter, but bitter. Glutton. He laughed, pinching her cheek, dig some for your sister, she may like it. True. She blushed, dug the mushrooms, and put them into the basket. Carrying branches, he said, let us check that side, pick more then return. All right. Feeling light, she held his hand. What is it? He asked. Nothing, I just fear getting lost. She smiled. Lost even here, you are truly gifted. He laughed. Why not, remember that green-haired fool? She teased. Green-haired fool? He paused, then realized, recalling a few anime episodes on TV. He smiled helplessly, fine. They strolled around, gathered enough branches, then headed back. Near the meadow, she released his hand and ran to her sister, shouting, "Sister, guess what I brought?" Reckless, slow down. So Fong called. Dropping the branches, he looked out to see No Tin Noyet and Nantan Nok lying on the grass, doing something unknown. Chapter 877, Seeking Death. A strange mushroom, So Fong said to bring it back for you to see. Lu Waimong put down the bamboo basket, taking out the Hydnellum pecii. Because of her unsteady hands, the red liquid on the mushroom spread out, looking like melted plum cake. She pouted and muttered, "Ah, the blood leaked, it was beautiful before." Hydnellum pecii, I know it. Lu Wai Thursday took it, its appearance truly resembled the documentary. Lu Waimong asked in surprise, "So you know, sister?" "Yes, I saw it in a documentary." Lu Wai Thursday nodded slightly. "NK Books. Then good, you study it, I will see what Sister Noyet is doing." Lu Waimong stood up and ran towards the two girls on the meadow. "What are they doing?" So Fong asked. "Catching wild rabbits, they want fresh food." Van Han spread her arms. He stepped closer. "I am a big star, did you catch anything?" "Who are you?" No Tin Noyet blushed and scolded. Nantan Nok stood up, brushed the grass, embarrassed, "Not yet, the rabbits hide in the burrow." "Use smoke to flush them out." So Fong pulled a blade of grass from her hair. "Too troublesome, must find dry grass." Nantan Nok trembled, blushing, but did not avoid. "That is true." So Fong looked around. To find dry grass he must go into the forest. No Tin Noyet pursed lips, clothes dirty, helplessly said, "Forget it, no rabbit at all." She looked at So Fong, "Then what now?" "Move on, wait for them to come out." So Fong laughed, "There are many ways to catch rabbits." "All right." The three girls responded, followed him back to Van Han. Van Han already set up the iron pot, boiling water for lunch. "No catch?" she asked, surprised, So Fong rarely failed. "Yes, later we try again." So Fong sat down, placed his bow and quiver beside. "What for lunch?" Lu Waimong quickly asked. "Stew, stir-fried vegetables." Van Han listed. "Do you want to taste Hydnellum pecii?" Lu Wai Thursday held it, curious, "I wonder its taste." So Fong said bitter, "Do not eat." Lu Waimong said innocently, "Very bitter, but if you want, roast it." So Fong said gently, "I want a taste, is it more bitter than bitter gourd?" Lu Wai Thursday asked softly. So Fong shrugged, "I do not know, only heard so." She broke a clean twig, rinsed with water, skewered the mushroom. The mushroom roasted near fire, red liquid quickly evaporated. Wood crackled loudly. All stared at it, only So Fong watched rabbit burrow. "Taste it," Lu Waimong urged. "Hoo-hoo." Lu Wai Thursday blew, scraped burnt outside. "Looks not delicious." No Tin Noyet muttered, "The mushroom black." Lu Wai Thursday swallowed, bit a piece. She frowned chewing, her face harder to describe, then spit it out. "Pooey pooey. So bitter." She stuck out tongue, still bitter. "Really so bitter?" Lu Waimong asked suspiciously. "You try?" Lu Wai Thursday offered secretly. Lu Waimong grimaced, "I will not." 5 minutes later, she also stuck out tongue, frowned, drank water. "Did you not say you would not eat?" Lu Wai Thursday looked at her. "None of your business." Lu Waimong muttered, she could not resist curiosity, so she tasted and suffered now. "If we had sugar, could ease it." Van Han covered mouth laughing. "True." Nantan Nok nodded. "So Fong, you not try?" Lu Waimong stuck tongue, voice slurred. He laughed and shook head, "I do not like seeking death." "Why not stop me?" she blamed. Lu Waimong twisted mouth, recalling she shoved the mushroom in her mouth before he could speak. Everyone laughed loudly. Curiosity kills the cat indeed. At the horizon, some snow-white rabbits stood upright, ears twitching curiously. Good luck, today we have more food. So Fong smiled, raised his bow. Calmly he drew the bow, arrow shot out. Whoosh! Before Nantan Nok's amazed eyes, the arrow struck the rabbit. Sitting and still hit? She gaped, watching the rabbit fall. Hit, great! No Tin No yet excited, ran over. Now she looked nothing like a star, but like a country girl. Van Han looked at the uncooked greens, smiled softly, looks like lunch menu changes. We should change taste. So Fong said. Warmly. Oh my. Suddenly, Nantan Nok's startled cry came from afar. Chapter 878, What is near? One arrow, two rabbits. Nantan Nok raised the arrow high, two rabbits strung on it. Ah ah! Lu Waimong exclaimed, turning to look at So Fong. So Fong grinned proudly and said, Sit down, this is just basic operation. This scene deserves full marks. Lu Waimong raised her thumb in praise. Nantan Nok carried the rabbits back and asked, So Fong, how did you do it? Just a normal shot, nothing surprising. So Fong said honestly, his body instinctively adjusted to the best. So Fong, stop showing off. Lu Waimong pouted. Ha ha ha. Everyone burst out laughing. Cough, it was just random. So Fong coughed and explained, if the two rabbits were not together, I could not hit both. Nantan Nok nodded, admiration in her eyes. I think, should we roast them? Van Han asked. Yes, I just remembered it has been long since we had grilled meat. Lu Waimong smiled expectantly. Let me help. Nantan Nok rolled up her sleeves, pulling the rabbits off the arrow. They busied themselves, some preparing spices, some cleaning the rabbits. After more than half an hour, the rabbits were cleaned and placed over the fire. The girls turned the skewers, brushing oil on. Crackle! The skin turned golden, fat dripping on the charcoal sizzled. It smells so good, I can already smell it. Lu Waimong swallowed. No Tin No yet pursed her lips, impatiently asked, Can we eat now? It must roast longer to kill germs and parasites. Van Han shook her head. It will be fine. Nantan Nok whispered. Better safe, infection is troublesome. Van Han looked at So Fong. Books. Yes, infection can only be treated in hospital and may spread. So Fong agreed. Lu Waimong shrank back and said, So scary, better roast longer. She remembered a past epidemic, still feeling fear. She hurriedly asked, So Fong, the Zhao family illness, is it contagious? No, rest assured. So Fong gently said. That is good. Lu Waimong sighed. After 10 more minutes, the rabbits were crispy and removed from the fire. So fragrant, I will eat first. Lu Waimong grabbed a leg, blowing, hot, hot. She bit into it and muttered, hot is tasty. Who? Van Han blew and handed a leg to So Fong, here, hot tastes better. You worked hard, you eat first. So Fong took it and stuffed it into her mouth. Her face reddened, her mouth full. The crust is crispy, flavor divine. Lu Wai Thursday praised. Yes, fresh meat is far tastier than salted meat. So Fong praised, juicy under the crisp skin. Van Han sucked her finger, smiling at everyone enjoying. Soon, both rabbits were eaten, only bones remained. Hick! Lu Waimong burped, still unsatisfied. Another would be good. She licked her finger. Are you not full? Van Han asked. Lu Wai Thursday glanced coldly, she burped, how not full? Only 8 parts full, maybe Van Han is not? Lu Waimong asked. Eat more, you are still growing. So Fong doted, knowing her appetite small. Are you still not full? No Tin Noyet wiped her mouth, lashes trembling. She had eaten enough. I am full. Nan Tan Nok raised her hand. He, me too. Lu Waimong smiled and raised her hand. Lu Wai Thursday softly said, me too. All right. The girls replied, cleaning up. So Fong stopped, looking toward the trees. So Fong, what is it? Van Han asked. I wonder, maybe more food tonight. So Fong murmured, drawing his bow. Nan Tan Nok immediately did the same, ready. Lu Waimong reacted too, standing beside him. Do not act rashly. So Fong warned, he only heard something near, not sure yet. Okay. They answered quietly. Rustle. The distant bushes shook. Chapter 879, An Unlucky Day. The sound of rustling echoed, the bushes swayed again. After a moment, a familiar figure appeared, a massive bear emerged from the thicket, standing upright and staring at So Fong's group. Bear! The women cried out, their faces tense. Bear! So Fong frowned, without turning back asked, do you still want to eat bear meat? Honestly, no. Lu Waimong pouted, lifting her bow. Bear meat tasted bad and was troublesome to prepare. Van Han shook her head gently, I do not want either. Bear meat without proper handling is not tasty at all. No one likes it? So Fong turned to look, seeing everyone shaking heads, he lowered his bow and sighed, then I will not kill this bear. Will it charge us? Lu Waimong was uneasy, still holding her bow. We are many, it will not dare. So Fong said firmly. Really? Nan Tan Nok was worried. Yes. So Fong nodded, if it dared to come, they might end up eating bear meat. It is still not leaving. No Tin Noyet hid behind him, voice trembling. Lu Waimong nudged his shoulder, teasing, why not keep it? Will you feed it every day? His lips twitched, if they kept everything, the camp would turn into a zoo. Forget it, I cannot handle one slap from it. Lu Waimong raised her hand in surrender. She remembered his words, a bear's slap could crush a skull. So Fong, will we cross over soon? Van Han carried her small basket, gently asked. Yes, just past the bear. He replied. Van Han worried, but the bear is still there. Then drive it away. He said casually. The bowstring snapped, an arrow flew, landing near the bear's feet. Roar! The bear growled. So Fong frowned, quickly drew another arrow, with a hiss it shot out, landing again near the bear's feet. This time the bear was truly frightened and fled. Van Han saw it vanish into the woods, sighed in relief, finally gone. No Tin Noyet patted her shoulder, gently smiled, do not worry, even if it stayed, So Fong could defeat it. Haha, better kill fewer bears, we do not even like to eat. He laughed. Strange, why did the bear come here? Nan Tan Nok wondered. He glanced at the nearby grassland, whispering, because there is its prey. That explains it. She nodded, the bear came hunting, but found people instead. Is everything packed? He asked. Yes, ready to go. Van Han nodded softly. He carried the heaviest basket, held the girl's hand, and turned to walk where the bear had left. Hope it does not come back. Lu Waimong murmured. Unlike her, he strolled like in his backyard, holding the girl's hand with ease. They walked into the forest, then turned toward a small stream, planning to reach Sugar Maple Grove, hunting or not would be by chance. If they stayed in the meadow, perhaps grazing beasts would appear. This time we will not return empty, right? Lu Waimong muttered. Today is only the first day, no rush. He replied. She sighed, hope we meet prey on the way to Sugar Maple. He smiled, luck was what he knew best, quietly prayed inside, whether it worked or not, they would see. Meanwhile, the Trong father and son still waited on the ground nearby. Father, give up, the boar will not come. Trong Chap earnestly advised. Wait more. Books. Trong Tone refused. Standing straight, his son sighed, if we wait longer, it will be dark, we cannot return to camp. The father looked up, the sun was setting, less than 4 hours left before dark. His face darkened, he still wanted to hold out, maybe the boar would appear. Father! Trong Chap called softly. Let us go back. The man sighed, tossing aside his bow. Not taking it? The son asked. It is useless, we can return later. He stood up, stretching. Of course, I will not give up easily, he said firmly. Trong Chap lifted axe and pot, resigned, fine, let us leave before dark. He worried if their sleeping bags were still safe in camp. Yes. The father answered briefly, glancing at the trap one last time before leaving. His son bit his lip, comforting, Father, maybe we check the other traps, perhaps we catch something. Following closely, the boy prayed the traps held prey. The nearest was almost 2 hours away. Time passed, after 2 hours they reached it. Disappointment, it was empty, rope untouched. Since we came, let us see the next one. The father sighed. All right. His son agreed, trailing behind. That day, bad luck followed them, the next traps were still empty, only wild greens were found. Enough, let us rest, tomorrow try elsewhere. He sighed. Chapter 880, A Faint Sense of Panic. Crackle. By the stream, flames burned brightly, logs newly lit. So Phong, how much longer tomorrow? Van Han stirred the pot of salted meat, preparing dinner. It is fine, by tomorrow night we should reach camp. She sighed in relief. The group left the meadow and went toward the stream, meeting no prey or danger, arriving before night fell. So Phong hugged his knees, tilted his head, and smiled, in such a hurry to return? Not really, I just worry you Nak and Sister Vidin cannot eat well. Van Han shook her head. Seems a bit tough. Lu Wai Thursday recalled when Tay Vidin once cooked, almost sending her off with one bite. Do not worry, you Nak can cook simple dishes. Nan Tan Nak spoke softly. Better let you Nak cook. No Tin Noyet pursed her lips, for if Tay Vidin cooked, tonight they might only eat cold wind. I reminded her, do not worry. Nan Tan Nak said gently. Tomorrow we still need tree sap for sugar, time will be tight, best to return the day after. So Phong looked at the girl, then the group. As you say. Van Han smiled and nodded. Hee, I do not mind. Lu Wai Mong laughed. Me too. Lu Wai Thursday nodded. Nantan Not pressed her lips then said, with Sister Vidin, I am not worried. Only afraid Vidin will miss a day of combat study. No Tin Noyet teased. That should be fine. She shrugged, adding wood to the fire. Elsewhere, in the wooden cabin at camp. Nan Yunak leaned by the window, eyes gazing into the black forest, no light. What are they doing now? She murmured. Tay Vidin, hair still wet, came near. What shall we eat tonight? Still stew, plus fried wild greens. Yunak turned, smiling softly. Okay. Tay Vidin paused, then said, all right. Sister Vidin, let me cook. Yunak hurriedly said. No need. Tay Vidin calmly replied, with only two, she could not let the girl cook. But, Sister Vidin, do you know how? Yunak asked. I have cooked before. Tay Vidin looked at her, sincerely, you have not. Yunak was speechless, did she mean that stew from before? She thought, Sister, I have been learning from Van Han, let me try. Sit down. Tay Vidin said, lighting a torch. All right. Yunak pouted and sat, still staring at the stove. Tay Vidin paused, then cut salted meat, slicing finger-wide pieces. Sister, cut thinner, it cooks faster and tastes better. Eunuch softly reminded. Phew. She exhaled in relief. Tevai finished cutting, set down the knife, washed the greens. Eunuch watched her back, unease rising. Would dinner be a disaster? Clatter. Water in the pot boiled. Tevai returned, added the meat, covered. Fry greens. She glanced at them, recalling the steps, planning to fry while stew cooked. Sister, can you fry? Eunuch worried. Yes. Tevai nodded. If not, I can do it. Eunuch tried once more. No need. Tevai answered curtly. She set the iron pot, poured oil. Sister, pot not hot, and oil too much. Eunuch warned. Tevai paused, face calm, no matter. Eunuch's lips twitched, tonight would be oily. As the pot heated, oil bubbled, smoke rose. Bang. Greens hit oil, water met heat with loud pops. She pressed with spatula, waited, then turned. Eunuch anxious, would it taste good, no ginger used? Minutes later, Tevai calmly placed greens on a plate. Did you add salt? Eunuch asked. Tevai froze, frowned, seeming unsure. Then she dumped greens back, added salt, and stirred again. Eunuch utterly helpless, losing count of her silence. Bang. Eunuch eyed the plate, swallowed secretly, amused and worried. Sister, please return tomorrow. She prayed in her heart. In the live room, viewers laughed. Ha, Eunuch gave up. Goddess cannot cook, our worry wasted. May Eunuch be scarred for life. N.K.
Surely
Books.
large.